that. Let's just get some of these alerts up so I can see. There we go. That's awesome. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, the first Monday of 2022. I hope you all had a great weekend, but good morning, everyone. This is Carol, so AKA Naughty Bus, live with you.
TwoSistas. Good morning, everyone. It is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0, trying to multitask here. I'm such a good multitasker most of the time. You know, there are so many firsts. Last week I was chatting about, and I believe it was Monday, how, the end of 2021, the end of any year seems to get a bad rap. It's like, oh my God, I can't wait for this to be over. So now we're in the new year. And there are a lot of firsts in the new year. There's so many firsts. The first Monday, obviously yesterday, and the day before, the first weekend, first Saturday, the first Sunday. And Monday, as we all know, is typically the first working day, but it is not the first day of the week. So I guess the question would be, what is a first for you? Or maybe it's a goal in the back of your mind that you want to achieve. We would love to hear from you. Carol Sue, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. A lot of people, I hate the word resolution because to me, it's almost like there's no resolve from where you were, that you have to make this new declaration. And we should always have the declaration that we want to improve. We should always have that declaration that we want to do better, transform our life in some way, shape, or form, whether it's with health and wellness, our mindset, with our gut health, with our fitness health, with our attitude, knowing that one of the basic pieces to having a healthy lifestyle, healthy mindset is understanding what we preach. And what we preached all through 2021 was we are all perfectly imperfect. We're just imperfect. We're perfectly made that way. We're not supposed to be perfect, number one. But number two, we're not in control of necessarily the things that are going on around us, but we are in control of our action and our reaction. So typically, obviously, when you get through that holiday season, everyone is on the bandwagon of changing themselves, getting the weight loss. I'll wait till next Monday. I'll wait till, whatever. And, I've been talking about this since September. Why wait till January 1st? Why wait till the Monday after January 1st, which a lot of people are doing now? Because usually January 1st, they're a tad tired. They may have partaked in a great party, or they've gone out, or, they just had this great meal and they splurged on everything. It's like the last splurge. And then all of a sudden, January 2nd is the purge, the detox. And my mindset has really changed from that you have to practice it. Like you said, healthy doesn't take a vacation. So rather than coming off of this new year, a first for me, coming from the old into the new, was, while I am doing a transformation, I'm a contestant of the Ultimate Thriver. I had already started the work beforehand, meaning my mindset was already there. I didn't go into the holidays thinking I'm going to eat whatever I want because I'll get to it later. I'll get to it, January 1st, but theoretically, I'm not going to do it January 1st because, I'm going to be relaxing. I'm going to be recovering. So I'm not going to get it to January 2nd, January 3rd. I already had the mindset to set myself up for success, still enjoying the holiday, but knowing that I was going to eat lighter, not to deprive myself, but just make better choices. And because of that, I have a first, which is probably the first in 10 years, that I actually gained 2.2 pounds over the holiday. And when I say over the holiday, I'm talking about from October 31st to January 1st. I gained 2.2 pounds. That's it. I had some fluctuation of, loss, a little gain, around the holiday, which is very typical of anyone that is really mindful of what they're consuming. but that is a first for me. It's usually 6 pounds, 7 pounds, 10 pounds, somewhere in that time frame. I've never gone over 10, but it's always been in that. So for me, gaining 2.2 pounds is a win. I'm going to that win.
Right. And here's the thing too. What's that gain? Do you know the stats on that? Like, did you maybe gain a little muscle mass or?
I could have. My scale does do all that stuff, but I don't think I've set it up correctly. And I don't focus in on all of that because my mindset is not even about the muscle mass versus the fat and all that. My mindset's always been, what do I feel like? How do I feel like fit in my clothes? So that's what I gear everything towards. And even with, and probably so, that there is some a little bit more muscle mass because my arms are finally, I'm starting to see some of the squishy go away, which is my big problem area. I've talked about that all year long, and that's one of the things that I'm really focused on. However, I did notice, some things that I wore are loose, even with the 2.2 pounds looser in the waist, looser in the arms. So it could be that, yes, I am exchanging that fat for muscle mass. So that could very well be, but I'm still looking at it as, I decided this year I wasn't going to wait like most Americans do. So you're not at fault. It really is part of social media. It's part of commercialism of, if you're going to notice, all the diet commercials are coming out. You could see them nitpicking at each other. I actually saw one, it was for Nutrisystem, and rightfully so. They've been in existence for a while. They're very successful. But I was cracking up because so many people rely on apps and this because of their lifestyle, their busy schedules. So she said, well, all these ones are changing with apps and this and that and blah, blah, blah. We're still, we're very successful at what we do at people losing weight. And it is a matter of, find your groove, because what my groove may be different from your groove. And there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, I always preach gut health first, because science shows us, although some people just don't like to look at science, science does show us that we cannot scientifically get in all the nutritional items, meaning nutrition, to fulfill all of our different systems within our body with food alone. It's impossible. We would be eating huge meals all the time, and it's impossible. So you do have to use supplementation. Supplementation is important. And I've tried many supplementations over my lifetime. For me, the big key piece was simplicity. Was there a way that I could get the maximum amount of vitamins, supplements, probiotics, prebiotics, whatever, in my body without, traveling with 5,000 bottles? That was my issue. And I found a product that does do that. Now, I was doing Thrive for 5+ years, and I needed to do a total reset with my gut health and with my brain. And what I contemplated was, and it's not just with the Thrive product, it's with other people that do other nutritional products. So many overweight people in the health and wellness and nutritional industry. And I thought, why is that? And it dawned on me when I went through my own health reevaluation of where I was. The disconnect is practicing the lifestyle with the nutritional program. So in other words, you don't want to make your nutritional program work harder. You want to partner with it. And so many people, sadly, it doesn't register in their mind. And I get that. I did that for the longest time. So I totally appreciate that. But if we're relying solely on a nutritional program to get us healthy, we're missing the boat. And I was missing the boat because I was doing, my 3 steps every single day. And once I realized I had to do a total cleanse, a total detox. Now we have a lot of detoxes that are 7 days, 10 days, 24 hours. I mean, a lot of people do different detox. but I needed my body to, when I say a total reset, it was like totally 3 months off of everything, get reevaluated with the doctor, see where I was lacking, and then really understanding nutrition from a different perspective, that if I'm not matching my lifestyle, meaning the foods that I choose to eat, and matching it with a nutritional program so they work partnered. And that is why, I was discouraged. I would see so many, you go on these lifestyle getaways, and I think I was seeing so many overweight people on them. You're doing a nutritional program, yet you're overweight. Where's the disconnect? And when I kind of really watched and observed, and also even noticed some of my own habits, I said, that's the missing link. If we're not matching the two together and having them partner together, you're not going to be successful. You might have some successes. So I'm not saying you're not going to have any, but to truly make that lifestyle change, that mindset change, you have to really evaluate. So that is really what I did I want to say from May to August. I tried many different products, seeing, maybe beside a reset, sometimes your body just gets kind of used to a product, whatever it is. That wasn't the issue. The issue was I truly wasn't changing what I needed to change in order for the lifestyle and the nutrition to work together and partner with each other.
Yeah, and that's the part, the partnering part, which is having been that myself, is very difficult. It's really taking that time to observe, to be gentle to yourself, gentle and kind with yourself, but being brutally honest with yourself to look at your habits. Now,
and that's not easy. I mean, let's be real. We can all make excuses. We could all say, oh, it's the holidays. Oh, it was my birthday. Oh, it was a wedding. And you kind of use that same analogy to get back in shape or take those pounds off. We're always making up excuses of why we either have to, two ways. We're using excuses why we gain weight, and then we're also using, or got unhealthy, and we're also using excuses why we need to lose it. Throw the excuses out. Don't you think, Jan?
Yeah, you throw them out, look at it brutally honest. And what I mean by that is journal out. And let me back up a little bit. When you endeavor to start this, where you're looking at your habits, brutally honest with yourself for 3 to 7 days, I definitely would, excuse me, I definitely would recommend 7 days. You write everything out. In other words, what time you wake up, write out your whole day, write out what you eat, why you eat it. And trust me, when I came up with this myself, I'm like, oh my God, do I really want to do this? Well, I knew that I needed to do something totally different. Wasn't sure how to go about it, but I knew I had to change my ways. How was I going to change my ways if I'm doing things the same and not getting the same outcome? There's a slogan or something that goes with that, and it escapes me right at the moment. But
what happens is you expect the same thing to happen or the change to happen, but the results are the same.
Yeah, you're not doing anything to support that. So it's really important for those 7 days to write everything out. For instance, a lot of us obviously working remotely, for those who are not entrepreneurs, but they are working, they're homebound, working, in their home offices, or making extra trips to the refrigerator or the cabinets, whatever. Write it down. Write it down. Were you hungry? Were you angry? Were you annoyed? And let me tell you, when you go back after that week and look at what you've written, again, being brutally honest with yourself. And I ran across my journal, I don't know, from a couple of years ago, and I wrote something like, God damn it, those goddamn freaking potato chips, blah, blah, blah. I wrote a couple paragraphs on why I ate potato chips. But guess what? I was like, oh, can't be trusted around a bag of chips. Still can't to this day, I might add. But, and I laughed at it. And I laughed at it in a way where I wasn't laughing at myself. I was laughing at, wow, like there is such a connection with me and potato chips. Goes back many years, I think, to when we were kids. But, you know, with that being said, I know I can't be trusted around a bag of chips. Therefore, I don't buy potato chips. I'm like, okay, no potato chips. Like you'll look at things in such a different way that will bring light to the situation. Like a light bulb will go off. You'll say, oh, wow, 10:30.
That's why I do that.
10:30 every morning. I get a little hangry, but I'm reaching for chips or I'm reaching for cookies. Why don't I buy some nice produce, or even like I love colorful vegetables. Sometimes I'll cut up some veggies in the morning, you know, maybe red peppers, green peppers, whatever, and opening that act of opening the refrigerator right in your sight line. And if you even within your refrigerator have to have your own little section where you're just focusing in on your sight line to, let's say, the right side of your refrigerator, and there's your plate of veggies, where you're not gandering all around looking at what else is there, like, oh, veggies, really boring.
Well, you know what? I think that's part of the problem right there. You hit the hammer on the nail, or nail on hammer, or whatever the saying is. A healthy lifestyle is not a punishment, you know. And I think a lot of people have, you know, issues with, oh, I don't want to diet, like another diet. Well, guess what, folks? We all diet. Diet is eating. We all eat. It's just whether you have a healthier lifestyle or not. And I think healthy, the word healthy gets a bad rap. It doesn't mean you're depriving yourself. It doesn't mean we don't eat a cupcake every now and then. It doesn't mean we don't enjoy a strawberry shortcake. It doesn't mean we don't enjoy, you know, a nice big juicy piece of steak, you know, if you eat meat, or, you know, a pizza, whatever. It's called moderation, and it's called balance. And when you understand that balance, and the other key piece is your body talks to you. Have the conversation with your body. A lot of people don't have that conversation with your body. So if you're someone who has issues with eating dairy, I'm one of those people. What does that mean? Yeah, it could be that you're lactose intolerant, just the way your digestive tract breaks down dairy. And there is a really great, and I talked about it before, a great movie on Netflix that talks about dairy. You might not want to eat dairy after you see that. And that was my understanding when I actually digested what I was being informed about, and really correlated that with how my body was telling me, you keep putting this stuff in your body, you're going to get the same result. You're going to be in the bathroom. It's not going to be pleasant. It's, you know, now granted, I'm pretty much dairy free now, but I can't control if I go to a restaurant. Obviously, they cook with butter. I use plant-based butter. Anything that's knowingly knows that has cheese, if it comes with the meal or it's like on top of the meal, I scrape it off. Or I find other ways to say, hey, can you make it without the cheese? Ask the question to the server. 9 out of 10 times the chef will adapt that menu or that particular recipe. Because they want to please the customers, right? They want to show that they have flexibility and they can re-navigate a recipe for someone's, you know, diet needs. So your body talks to you. So if you're having issues with dairy and you're in the bathroom, and be honest, fairly soon after you ate it, your body's telling you, you just can't eat dairy. And no, it doesn't mean, oh, well, I just won't eat milk and butter, but, you know, I'll have that, you know, cheesecake. Well, no, it doesn't work that way. Dairy is dairy. The only difference with certain dairy, some are richer types of dairy than others, just means you're going to be in the bathroom longer, folks. That's all it means. So you have to adjust that. Some other people, like myself, have issues with nuts and seeds because I've been diagnosed with diverticulitis. So why would I continue to eat? Now I can eat seeds if I ground them up to almost like a powder form. Then I can tolerate a little bit, but I can't eat nuts anymore. Does that make me happy? Not necessarily, because there are a few things of nuts that I do like, but my body doesn't like it. So am I going to fight my body and be miserable? You're going out, you're at someone's home, and you immediately get that stomach pain. That's not a pleasant thing. We got to go, like, say goodbye. We got to go now because you want to get into your own bathroom. How many people can relate to that? Of course you can. So you have to listen to what your body's telling you. And I think, like you suggested, Jan, a journal to also include your body's reaction, because certain people have a reaction to nuts, seeds, acidic, like I can't have any more. I mean, here I am in Florida, no more lemons, no more limes, no more oranges. My body cannot handle that type of acid anymore, that type of citric acid. Doesn't mean that I can't maybe once in a while. I could try it probably on a very limited basis, but I'm not even to that point yet. So I'm not going to put myself through that. I'm not going to put myself through that kind of pain. In that case, it's not necessarily going to the bathroom. It's all the heartburn. It's all the acid reflux, because I also have GERD. So now any acidic thing bothers that area and it splashes back up. That's why I had a cough for about 2 weeks. Now that I've eliminated the acidic stuff and I'm taking over-the-counter Prilosec, which I don't like taking any kind of medication, but it does help it. But now I'm finding that I'm not even taking that as much anymore because I'm more mindful of it. But it doesn't mean that, I may not have, going out to a restaurant may have a recipe that may have a little of that. So I know that. So what I say is, healthy doesn't mean you're punishing yourself or you're restricting yourself. You just find out the things that your body can tolerate. I can still tolerate a cupcake here and there. Now, obviously, is it made with, milk? Could be. Is there sugar in it? I got to be mindful of that. Of course there is. So maybe if I get a cupcake, I'll say, and actually I have one. I have not tried it for New Year's. I'm still waiting. I might have a slice of it. So I'm still getting to enjoy it. I'm just not eating the whole thing all at once. So that's what we're talking about, being mindful of what you're putting in your body. If your body's not reacting well, you gotta pull away from that kind of food. But don't think it's a punishment. To give you an example, now I'm not a huge cream cheese eater, but because I'm not doing dairy and I'm doing vegan for any kind of cheese and or cream cheese, whatever, if I need it for a recipe, to me, it doesn't taste any different. I tried it. Also, I have the shaker with Parmesan cheese, which is vegan style, so it's dairy free. I don't notice a difference when I put it on, anything that I'm eating that I would like a little Parmesan on. They also have the shredded cheddar, shredded mousse. Still melts up. I don't know a difference. What I do notice, which I have to be mindful of, is the sodium, because a lot of vegan products have higher sodium. So I'm mindful of that. So even what they say for what they are serving is, I even cut that because I also have to be wary of sodium. So I've got a lot of different things going on. But believe me, I am eating good. I am eating healthy, and it's delicious. So I think healthy food sometimes gets a bad rap.
Oh, I think it does get a bad rap. And obviously a lot of people know that I'm gluten-free because I have a non-celiac gluten sensitivity. So when I initially found that out, I was like, go, gluten-free section, and I can get this and this. And obviously being a health coach and, former personal trainer, I read the labels and I'm like, holy shit stuff. This has got a lot of sodium in it, or
Right.
a lot of sugar. And by the way, 4 grams of sugar equals 1 teaspoon. So if you're reading a package and let's say it's a box of cookies and a serving is 3 cookies, and they say that there's 24 grams of sugar, that's 6 teaspoons of sugar. Not good.
And a lot of people don't do that equation and let's face it, manufacturers are very clever on how they package things and how they write things. So I think that's a great tip, Jan.
Right. And by the way, Carol Sue doesn't even know this. We are working on a TwoSistas journal, which I hope to have ready in the next couple weeks. And yeah, so that will kind of help you navigate through what we were chatting about. And again, it's about maybe not looking at it your healthy or your wellness as, oh my God, it's New Year, I got to go on another diet. Diet, everybody knows I have a problem with that word in general. And that's, for me, it kind of is it's like a negative connotation for me. So with that being said, for me, it was, looking at my overall wellness, and I'm like, okay, I need to change my lifestyle. So for me, I focus on, I'm going to create my own lifestyle journey. Lo and behold, 130 pounds or whatever later, bye-bye 130 pounds. I was very heavy. And we're not going to get into all that, but my reason for telling you that is you can look at something within yourself objectively and be subjective in your outcome. If you're going to be subjective in your outcome, you need to change your outlook.
Oh, absolutely. And that kind of goes with, we're not in control of a lot of things, but we are in control of how we act and how we react. And if you know that your body's having issues with certain food groups, avoid them. Do yourself a favor. There are other substitutes that can either mimic and or are just as enjoyable. And you find that groove. And I think, journaling, what you can tolerate and what you're not. And I think a lot of people just, I think the common line I hear most people say when I know they're having an allergic reaction, that's what it is. You have an allergic reaction to that food group. Food poisoning. Oh my God, I went out to this restaurant last night. I had a double chocolate fudge with hot fudge and whipped cream. I think the whipped cream was bad. I got food poisoning. No, your body's that was probably too rich for your body. And I'm not saying that some people don't get food poisoning. Of course, that probably happens a lot more than not. But what happens a lot more than not is that, think about it. How many times have you had that same item and you had the same outcome? So it's because you're not listening to your body. So you have to be more mindful of, what I do and what I don't do. And, now that I'm on this, third day of being a contestant and journaling everything from start to finish, like keeping track of my water. I weigh myself every morning, about mid-morning, and I try to do around the same time every day, get some fitness level in, although my fitness level is going to get a little bit more intense this week, which I'm looking forward to, along with getting back to pickleball, which I've been away from for a few weeks. So I'm super excited about that. And then journaling, what I'm eating, keeping track of, I'm an intermittent faster, so I typically don't break fast until later in the day. So I'm going to be very structured with that. And, I know that these 12 weeks, and this being a contestant, it's a 12-week process, and I think of, the whole point of me doing what I'm doing is to obviously better my health and wellness, but to be, a health and mindset coach and really share our journey and give you great tips on what works and what doesn't and offer what we've been through. Well, sometimes we need to go through our own transformation and share that journey with you, the pitfalls and all, the struggles and all. Like, today wasn't a good day. I, maybe didn't get all my water in, or so far so good. I'm on my third day and I've been getting in my water. My water intake is between 60 and 80 ounces. So I have anywhere in between that my body can absorb. Some people are doing more water. My body can't. So again, I resonate and I'm listening to my body of what my body can do. We always talk about we look different. Our insides are different. Our mindset is different. So obviously you can't be in a cookie cutter type program that doesn't have flexibility that is going to resonate with what you need. Because you are different. You're different from me. I'm different from you. So what works for me, you may, I'm going to share that, but it may not work for you. And guess what? That's okay. It's when we decide that we're going to listen to our body And yes, it is the beginning of the new year. Yes, you're going to be over inundated with weight loss commercials. Block all that stuff out, even block off to a certain degree that it is the new year. Don't focus so much, because I think when people start focusing that it's the new year and they've got to jump on this bandwagon, 9 out of 10 times, if you fail, you just feel miserable about yourself. So don't even think of it that you're kind of doing it because it's a new year or even a new you. Just decide you're going to do it because you know you need to do it. And when you change that mindset, the little milestones you understand are true blessings, and they're stepping stones for you to get to those bigger goals. And I think the pressure of that new year, new you, really weighs heavy on people's minds, because they feel like, oh, I only lasted with this diet a week. I failed. I'm an epic failure. Well, there goes the whole year. No, don't do that. We don't want you to do that. And that's why I say, don't focus on the resolution. The resolution is, it's 365 days of the year. The resolution is, am I going to come to terms that in order for me to have change in my life, to feel better, to not have inflammation, to get off these extra pounds, and to really understand partnering and understanding not only nutrition with a lifestyle, but guess what? That also is partnering with kind of warding off viruses, germs, colds, flus. The healthier you are, that even if you were to get the virus or a virus or the flu, your body's going to respond better because it's already in a better shape to do that. It has nothing to do with your current numbers, has nothing to do with your current state, except, and this is a hard pill to swallow. If you are overweight, you have a worse chance of fighting it off than somebody that does not. It just is. It's not to make anyone feel bad that they're overweight, but people should, they're so focused on the mandates and the masks and the shots and all this other garbage. Why don't you start focusing on what you're putting in your mouth and understanding that, you know what? We can't run from this virus, but if I was in a healthier state, my body was in a healthier state, if and when I do get it or exposed to it, I'll be able to fight it off that much better because I'm in a healthier state. And that's the disconnect. And those are things that are really, really paramount to understanding health and wellness. There's too many times where there's too many people lecturing others about what's going on in our country that have no business. And I say that with the deepest respect. No one, wants to see somebody unhealthy, but please be mindful. If you are obese and overweight, you really have no, and it's hard to say that. I'm just going to say that as pleasantly as I can. You have no, you really shouldn't be lecturing other people on a situation that has to do with health and wellness. What you should be doing is actually looking in the mirror and say, what can I do to change the chances of me surviving and being healthier and being able to fight off this virus? And if I'm overweight, I'm a candidate because that virus is going to attack the lipids, the fat, all of that, and it's going to make your body work harder to recover. Where somebody leaner has a better outlook than somebody that's overweight. That's just what it is, guys. It's not to make anyone feel bad about where they're at in their health journey, but it's about time you have that conversation, not only with your body, but with yourself in the mirror.
Absolutely. It's about making a change, a wellness lifestyle change, whether that's getting up in the morning, maybe a half an hour earlier, not picking up your digital device, but going to your TV, or maybe it's your iPad, whatever it is, and going on YouTube. And when I say picking up your digital device, I mean not going on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, checking your social media. There's so many great things on there that do not cost you money. And a lot of your cable providers do have on-demand fitness. So make sure you check out those different avenues. And maybe it's that first day of okay, maybe I'm going to take their advice and wake up a half an hour earlier and just, maybe go into a different area of the house and look at YouTube for different things that you may be interested. Look on your cable providers channels and see what fitness type of classes they may have on demand. And maybe it's just kind of mapping it out that first day. And then maybe the second day, okay, I like this. I follow Tracy Campoli on YouTube. And
Yeah, she's excellent.
Yeah, she's amazing. So maybe it's getting up that next morning, the same time that you woke up the morning before, and doing her video. So
right. And it really is, there are avenues out there. You don't have to go. There's a lot of people don't like going to a gym. Like you love going to kickboxing. Some people don't like going to a gym. I'm one of them. But because I'm doing this transformation, you bet I've got some weight and I got stretching bands. I got things in workouts that I've got planned with online fitness instructors, because I don't like going to the gym. So I'm not going to set up myself for failure. Oh, I'm going to go to the gym today. And then not happening. So I'm realistic. I'm very realistic of where I know that I can get that workout in, and having that conversation with myself to know that I'm not going to set myself up for failure. So, that's what we're encouraging you to do. Don't think of it about the whole New Year's thing. Just say, you know what? And don't ever think new you. No, you don't want a new you. You want a better you. How about, that's what you want. You are fine the way you are. You just got to change up some things. So you want a better version of you, not a new you, I think. Oh, unless you got some garbage you got to get rid of, I guess.
Yeah, true. Which, that's another subject for another day.
Yeah.
that could be a long discussion. But of apps and going to the gym, obviously I love going to the studio. I've been actually doing virtual classes because of my sleeping schedule, which is starting to improve. So that's a good thing. But I also found
really, because your husband called this morning and said you were up at 4 a.m.
Well, no, I actually got up at 5. I was up at 5:30 and I did a 6 o'clock class and a 6:30 class. So that seems to be working for me, and I'm switching it up, because as much as I love kickboxing and I love my studio, I love my coaches that I love kickboxing, notice I'm becoming a little stagnant. So that means that I have to switch my workout routine a little bit. So I came across this app called Obey with the OBE, and there's like a little thing above the E.
Obey.
And by the way, I have some free class passes. So if anybody's interested, let me know. It was like $2 for 2 months or whatever. But anyways, I attended 2 live classes. And of course, they have a whole slew of on-demand classes. Yesterday, I did 2 10-minute classes. Let me tell you, they kicked my ass. It's exactly what I needed.
And there you go. There's a 10-minute class that kicked your ass. So, the excuse, and that's why we talk about throw the excuses out, like I'll get to it next day, or I don't have time, or blah, blah, blah. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. You don't have time? Well, let me tell you, get your planner out and schedule yourself, because when you get up to your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, the whole point of you doing it when you're in your 20s, 30s, and 40s is that you've got some great longevity bases to get you through those senior years, the healthiest that you can. So it doesn't matter what age you're starting at, even if you've never done fitness in your life and you're in your 60s, there are things that you can do. And 10 minutes, everyone's got 10 minutes.
Absolutely. So make it an excuse-proof zone. So we'll be sharing. Ooh, that could be a new segment, the excuse-proof zone.
Oh, I love that.
EPZ. And on that.
That's where we get our creativity. We just start chatting and things just pop up. They just keep popping, and we're going to just keep popping up and popping in and popping out.
And that's the way it is. I sound like Walter Cronkite, one of the greats.
Yeah,
One of the greats. And on that note, my name is Janice, excuse me, AKA Wellness Diva 5.0, and I am with
TwoSistas, and this is Carol, so AKA Naughty Boss, getting on my third day of Ultimate Thriver, working on my arms today. Going to be doing some of those apps that Jan had talked about, and I already have a couple that specifies the whole arm, doing different arm exercises. That's what I'm working on today, along with some pickleball. As soon as the clouds clear up, we had a little rain this morning, but whatever your Monday is going to look like, remember Monday mindset. You have to make sure that you're going at it, diving in with a positive mind, no restrictions, no excuses, and saying, I can do this. And even if it's a 10-minute kick-ass routine, then give yourself a pat on the back, but have that right mindset to say, yeah, I'm done with the whole New Year resolution thing, the whole new you thing. I'm just going to improve who I am and be a better version of myself. And with that note, we will see you tomorrow for a Triumph Tuesday. We're going to talk about a lot of triumphs that happened coming out of 2021 and going into 2022. But you guys have a great day tomorrow. Today, we will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone.